A simple house cat accomplishes an incredible feat by saving all the puppies from the neighbor's vicious dog. However, when the owners discover the true reason behind her bravery, they are left speechless. Lilli was no ordinary cat. Her caramel-colored fur and sparkling emerald green eyes made her unmistakable. But it wasn't just her appearance that made her special. Lilli possessed a maternal instinct that went far beyond typical feline behavior. The Anderson household, consisting of Sarah, Mike, and their daughter Grace, had given Lilli a home when she was still a kitten. They found her shivering from cold and fear in a cardboard box near a grocery store. Grace, an 8-year-old girl, immediately fell in love with the tiny kitten and begged her parents to adopt her. The first few weeks in her new home were tough for Lilli. She sought refuge under the bed and only ventured out after dark to get food. Grace showed immense patience, spending countless hours on the floor beside the bed, gently soothing the kitten. Eventually, Lilli began to trust her new family. As Lilli grew older, she developed a strong personality. She proved to be impressively intelligent and curious, soon mastering the art of unlocking doors, turning on light switches, and even bringing Grace's school backpack in the morning. Over time, Lilli displayed remarkable compassion toward other living beings. When Grace once brought home an injured bird, Lilli immediately took on the role of its caretaker. She spent countless hours beside the box where the bird lived, watching over it attentively and even trying to feed it. Thanks to Lilli's care, the bird recovered and was able to fly again one day. During a fierce storm, a nest of baby squirrels fell into the Andersons' yard. Unfazed by the pouring rain, Lilli ran out and carefully carried each squirrel to the safety of the porch. She kept them warm and safe through the stormy night until the rain finally stopped and their mother could return. Lilli became a true gem of the neighborhood. Residents often visited the Andersons to admire the extraordinary cat. The children loved interacting with her, and the feeling seemed mutual. One day, Sarah noticed peculiar behavior in Lilli. The cat often sat by the window, staring desperately at the horizon. Her appetite waned, and she seemed sullen and worried. The Andersons decided to visit a vet, who revealed the secret. Lilli was expecting kittens. This revelation sparked a wave of emotions in the family. Grace was thrilled at the idea of little kittens, while Sarah worried about Lilli's well-being. Mike, on the other hand, was already thinking about how they would care for the new additions. The following week was filled with preparations for the arrival of the kittens. Grace created a cozy nest from old bedding and pillows, Mike bought special food for pregnant cats, and Sarah carefully monitored Lilli's well-being. Then came the day of birth. Curled up in a corner of the shed, Lilli gave birth without needing human assistance. The family waited anxiously, occasionally hearing soft purring from the shed. After a few hours, Lilli emerged, tired but graceful. To the Andersons' dismay, no kittens followed her. Mike peeked cautiously into the nest Lilli had made, and his heart sank. 3 tiny kittens lay lifeless. They were stillborn. The vet who was called in explained that this was not uncommon, especially in young cats. Lilli was inconsolable. She refused to leave her nest, licking her dead kittens repeatedly and desperately trying to warm them. The Andersons didn't know how to ease their beloved pet's grief. They tried distracting her with toys and treats, but Lilli showed no interest. A week passed, and Lilli finally emerged from her hiding place, but she no longer had the energy the Andersons remembered. She became quiet, withdrew for hours, and sat by the window, her gaze expressionless and distant. Grace tried to engage her in play, but to no avail. Sarah and Mike grew increasingly concerned about Lilli's well-being. They sought advice from the vet and tried various methods to help her overcome her grief. Grace even began talking to Lilli, hoping her voice would soothe the distressed cat. Then on a humid summer day, everything changed. While Grace was playing in the yard, she heard a strange noise from beyond the fence. She approached and discovered Lilli carrying a puppy in her mouth, a tiny, whimpering black puppy. Grace was shocked and immediately called her parents. The Andersons were stunned as they watched Lilli gently place the puppy on the grass and nudge it as if it were her own kitten. They were at a loss about where the puppy had come from and how to handle the situation. Mike suggested taking it home, contacting the authorities, or bringing it to a shelter, but Sarah hesitated when she saw how lovingly Lilli cared for the puppy. She didn't want to separate the two. While the adults debated, Grace fetched an old basket and a soft blanket from the house. She carefully placed the puppy in the basket and Lilli immediately jumped in, settling comfortably beside the tiny creature. Seeing this tender act, Sarah and Mike were moved and decided to keep the puppy for a while. The following days were filled with activity and anticipation. The Andersons posted flyers around the neighborhood about the newly found puppy, but no one came forward. Meanwhile, Lily's devoted care for the little one was remarkable. She stayed by his side, licking him gently, and Grace observed with fascination that Lilli had begun to nurse the puppy. Despite the differences between species, the puppy tolerated Lily's milk surprisingly well. The family vet, who was consulted, was amazed by this unusual occurrence, noting that while such cases are rare, they are indeed possible. Lilli fed the puppy every 2 hours and even woke up at night to care for him, displaying true maternal dedication. On the third morning after the first puppy surprise, Lilli disappeared again. The Andersons didn't think much of it at first, assuming the cat was out for a walk. But when she returned, she carried another puppy in her mouth. This newcomer was slightly larger than the first and had the same dark fur. Lilli led him straight to the basket with the first puppy and began caring for him with the same gentleness. Now the Andersons were completely baffled. Where was Lilli finding these puppies, and why was she bringing them home? Mike began to suspect that a female dog nearby had recently given birth, but for some reason wasn't caring for her puppies. Sarah considered asking the neighbors if any dog had recently had puppies, but before they could investigate, Lilli brought home a third puppy, then a fourth, and finally a fifth. By the end of the week, their home had become a refuge for 5 tiny dark-haired puppies, all under Lilli's watchful care. Lilli showed extraordinary ingenuity in caring for her unusual brood, but despite her tireless efforts, her milk wasn't enough to adequately nourish all the puppies. When Grace realized this, she began supplementing their feeding with a nutritious mixture from a bottle. It was as if Lilli understood the necessity of this additional feeding. She waited patiently while Grace fed each puppy and then tenderly licked their faces, as if completing the process. News of Lilli's remarkable foster parenting spread quickly throughout the neighborhood. Many came to witness this miracle of nature. Some praised Lilli, calling her a true heroine, while others were concerned and suspicious. Ms. Parker, an elderly neighbor, claimed she had seen Lilli sneaking around late at night and spread the rumor that the cat had stolen the puppies from other dogs. In contrast, Mr. Rodriguez, the owner of the local bakery, was fascinated by Lilli. He brought the Andersons fresh bread daily, saying such an extraordinary family deserved a special treat. Neighborhood children constantly stopped by, asking to visit the unusual family. Grace proudly told them about Lilli's care, as if the puppies were her own siblings. However, not everything went smoothly. Caring for 5 puppies and a cat quickly became a challenge for the Andersons. The cost of food and vet visits steadily increased, and the house was constantly in chaos. Mike and Sarah began to argue about how to proceed. Tensions grew not only in the Anderson household, but throughout the neighborhood. Some neighbors began discussing the need for animal control, fearing that Lilli might pose a threat if she was indeed stealing puppies from other dogs. Mike began to feel like they were constantly being watched from their backyard. He could see neighbors gossiping and peeking out of their windows. He even noticed a man with a camera taking pictures of their house from his car. Sarah was on the verge of a mental breakdown. She loved Lilli and the puppies, but the scrutiny and criticism from the neighbors began to take their toll. She developed a fear of leaving the house. Grace sensed the disapproving glances and witnessed her parents' distress. She decided to intervene and began her own investigation to find out where Lilli was getting the puppies. The girl spent hours at the window, observing the cat, hoping to catch her next outing. While Lilli seemed completely unaware of the chaos around her, she continued to lovingly care for the puppies, playing with them and displaying her feline instincts. It was amazing to see the puppies trying to mimic cat movements as Lilli demonstrated how to groom themselves with their paws. When the tension reached its peak, there was a knock at the Andersons' door. A police officer stood on the doorstep, accompanied by some concerned neighbors. He explained that he wanted to talk about Lilli and the puppies. The Andersons welcomed the officer, their hearts pounding with fear and concern, unsure how this unwelcome visit would end. But they were determined to defend Lilli and her extraordinary household. The officer entered the living room, where Lilli rested in a spacious basket with 5 puppies. Even the usually stern law enforcement officer couldn't hide his astonishment. He examined Lilli and the puppies closely and inquired about their origin. The family shared everything they knew, including Lilli's rescue mission. At that moment, Grace, who had remained silent until then, stepped forward. She shared her observations of Lilli and how the cat often wandered toward the abandoned house on the edge of town. Intrigued, the officer decided to follow the lead, accompanied by Mike, while Sarah and Grace stayed behind to care for Lilli and the puppies. Upon their return an hour later, their faces were grave. They had discovered a sickly, stray dog mother in the abandoned house who had recently given birth. She was too weak and ill to care for her puppies. Now everything made sense. Lilli hadn't kidnapped the puppies. She had saved them from imminent danger. She had moved them one by one, knowing it was impractical to move them all at once. The news of the heroic cat who had rescued the orphaned puppies spread quickly through the town, touching everyone's hearts. The locals' attitude toward the Andersons and Lilli underwent a dramatic shift, and everyone sought ways to help. The kind-hearted local vet offered to treat the dog mother free of charge, while Lilli continued to care for the puppies. The Andersons watched in awe as their beloved cat lovingly tended to her foster puppies. Lilli's remarkable story spread online, garnering significant attention. Internet users praised her compassion and selflessness. As the dog mother recovered and prepared to reunite with her puppies, everyone eagerly awaited Lilli's reaction. But the cat showed remarkable wisdom. She allowed the biological mother to bond with her puppies while she remained nearby as a loving guardian. This story not only changed the lives of Lilli and the little puppies, but also had a profound impact on the entire community. People began treating each other more kindly and helping their neighbors more often. The local animal shelter saw an unprecedented number of adoptions. Lilli became a symbol of how care and affection can arise in the most unexpected situations. Did you enjoy this story? Would you have let Lilli keep the puppies? Would you have defended her against the neighbor's accusations? Let us know in the comments. If you like the story, subscribe to this channel and leave a like. In the toughest times, kindness and love can work true miracles. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories like this. Thanks to our valued viewers, we continue to improve every day. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.